Back by popular demand. We read the emails, we heard the phone calls, the text messages. People were like, man, we really missed that show, man, when you guys coming back. So Trevor was like, let's just do it, man. So here we are. Cheers. 2022 Legends League, week one. I'm excited. I'm going to come with a new format this season. Going to change some things up. Interviews, got a lot of things lined up. So yeah, let's get started, man. Trevor, how you feeling about this season, man?
Damn, we're off to a tough start heading into week one. Thursday night did me in. But hopefully those rookies turn it around. No Amon Ra situation this year.
Yeah. I think at least going into the season right now, I'm talking to a few people, and people think that the teams are kind of even. At least it's spread out. It's not really like one stacked team, you know. So I think it's kind of open right now. There's been some teams that I think are good, but I don't really think there's a clear cut. This is the best team. Like I felt like maybe like last year, you know. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know. So yeah, man. I guess we're gonna go right to it with the picks. Actually, before we go to the picks, we got an interview with the defending champion, owner of the Riverdale Roos, Gino Bonetti. So here's that interview. So we're here with the owner and GM of the Riverdale Roos, defending champion, Gino Bonetti. Thanks for
What's
being on
happening,
the show.
world? What's happening? We're live and direct from the data analytical war room. We got Joshua on the big screen. You know, wants to play a game, and we're gonna come correct.
So, how's it feel to be a champion for once?
Baby, I've been a champ in one of these leagues I'm in, whether it's the Orsetti League, this league, for about 5 years running. So man, I'm just tell you, it's gonna be a treasure chest like you see in the Goonies, like One-Eyed Willie.
Well, Las Vegas at the Golden Shower Casino has you guys at over under 4.5 wins. So it sounds like the curse is real as usual. So I don't think it's going to be a playoff appearance here for you guys.
That's a web I'm not going to get stuck in.
That's what many a champion have said. You know,
because I've heard there's a Joe Webb curse, so that's a web this spider won't get stuck in.
we'll see. I mean, I've had this interview with many champions in the past, including I've interviewed myself, and I told myself I'm going to win the championship, and I made it to the championship. Thought I had it in the bag, and no, it's something to go wrong. Usually, it goes very, very wrong.
No, it's one of the things that I think, and I was telling one of the owners on one of our conference calls earlier, is I think the league's set up and spread out, you know, wide. I don't think there's really a favorite. I think everyone's rosters look pretty good, so it's definitely going to be for tough anyone to win. They win this year, they're going to definitely earn it.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's a yeah, like I said, it's pretty even. Like same as you say, you know, I think it's very even this year. I think last year was a couple of teams, you know, more on top, but like the year before that, it was pretty even. But I think this is a very, very kind of even year. I don't think it's a clear cut. I don't want to play those guys just yet, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think you should have played Los Angeles last night and took the 12 points. Now you're going to lose because whoever you play is going to score like 12.83 and you're going to lose by yeah.
We're gonna pick up the Lions and we're gonna roll with Hutchinson and see what he has to do. Hard Knocks. We're taking that Hard Knocks momentum into the first game. We'll see.
Biting off kneecaps, huh?
Mm-hmm. The Detroit Dan Campbells are coming correct.
The Detroit Campbells. Oh boy, yeah, man. I don't know why people are so like excited. I mean, yeah, Hard Knocks got me excited, pumped up too, but like I don't know. Let's be for real here. Do people really think this is going to be like some magical?
They were decent last year. I mean, they lost some tough games and they got a talent upgrade. So I mean, we'll see if they can pull it out or if it's the same old Lions.
I mean, that's every team though. Everybody loses by a touchdown. Like, you know, it's all I mean, it's always close losses. So I just
That's the difference between playoff teams and non-playoff teams.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what's going to happen to the Roots this year. A bunch of close losses. And you're going to be sitting here like, man, I had a bunch of close losses, though.
I had a couple of close wins last year, so, I mean, it's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we are for the picks. Going to start with the first game. The Cairo Cobras versus Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek has a 27-8 lead right now. Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs coming out the gates on the Thursday night game with a great performance. That's a great start, and I really like Mike Williams versus Vegas this weekend. Can Derek Carr pepper targets and to everybody, or can Devontae take over like he did for Rodgers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure on his week 1 performance, but I like his lineup top to bottom, the Denver defense. And for Cairo, shoot, Lamar against the Jets, you got another running back in there. He's probably putting up $125 and 2 scores on the feet. Mike Evans in a shootout with Dallas. And then Eckler, he's gonna have a huge game. I'm liking Cobras right now.
I like the Cobras too. Gino, we got Gino doing the picks too. So Gino, what do you think of this game? So we're gonna get on to the picks. Let me pull up the matchups real quick. I don't want to keep you on here too long. I know the real commissioner gonna come home on you.
I know she's gonna trade my ass. She's the number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's for that. I say, yeah, you only been a champion twice.
That's true.
Yeah, your wife, and then you won this. You know,
I've outkicked my coverage both title wins.
All right, so thanks for doing this interview. We're gonna get on with the picks. The first matchup at the top. Let me see. On mine, I have Beaver Creek versus the Cobras.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't pick my own games. We don't do that. So I'll leave it to you. What do you think?
I think it's interesting to see Lamar Jackson, how he reacts after cutting off contract talks. If Godwin doesn't play, I think the coverage floats to Evans. That could be good or bad. And Pittman versus Houston, if Indy's up big, do they throw the ball? And it's hard to combat Diggs 27. And if Deontay's hurt, that could go in. I think it's up to your receivers for Cairo. I'm giving the slight edge to Beaver Creek, though.
Yeah, I think you're wrong on that one. So I'll give my analysis of this right here. Yeah, he got 27 out of Diggs, and it's definitely going to be kind of a tough matchup here. But I really do have faith in Jackson. I like Evans, Pittman. I like my whole team's matchups here. And then who knows? I might even switch the lineup. I just kind of like to throw people off a bit here. But hey, big game, and big teams win big games, and that's what Cairo's about. Former champion. Beaver Creek's never won anything, so I'm not even worried about them. So we're gonna move on to the next game.
That's biased opinion.
But like I said, I don't get to pick my own games. I just get to sit here and talk trash,
Yep.
Well, I mean, what else am I going to say, Our next matchup is Inkster versus Hell. What do you think of this one, Trevor?
For Inkster, Tyreek Hill, is he going to come close to replicating what he did in Kansas City? I think with that speed, you have a chance to burn anybody and be great. Derrick Henry, he's been my boy the last few years. Love him. He's come back from the foot injury. I'm not sure about Jacobs or Valdez Scantling, though. They kind of have weird roles, and it feels like Vegas is trying to push Jacobs up the door. So I'm not sure if they're going to lean on somebody else. But 24 out of Buffalo's defense is great. They made Stafford's night horrible. Then for Hell, he actually got a pretty I mean, not for RB1, but he got a nice little Devin Singletary performance. That's might be low end, but that's a decent Singletary performance. Waller with the new contract, I think they're going to feature him a little more. But yeah, Barkley and Swift, I like hell to pull it off with Jalen Hurts in Detroit too.
Yeah, when you look at 24 points out of Buffalo, that's a really good start. I do like Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is solid. Hill, like you said, Hill could really could blow him up here, or he could have a complete dud. It's kind of like we don't exactly know what to expect out of Miami yet. I do like Derrick Henry, like Henry. I like Jacobs. I mean, not Jacobs, but Andrews. Jacobs, like you were saying, I don't know. Valdez Scantling, I'm not sure about either. I don't know exactly what his role is. I'm thinking he's just going to be like a, deep threat, just run a go, and maybe you hit on one or two of those a game. So I feel like you might be dependent on a big play out of him. For Hell, I like Hurts. I feel like Cooper's going to get the ball. I feel like they're probably going to be a run heavy team, but he'll still get the ball. Like I said, Singletary had a nice output. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Hell on this one too because of Barkley and Swift. I think that's going to probably be the difference in this matchup right here. So yeah,
it threw me off seeing Singletary as RB1, and then I had to go down to see the flex, and I was like, oh, all right, he's doing all right.
All right, so Gino, what are your thoughts on this?
I like this. I like this a lot. I mean, Buffalo's defense got Inks for 34 points. I mean, that's what Josh Allen just put up. So I like you got Andrews. I'm sure you're hoping he has a great game. You have Sutton and Hill. I like the receivers. On Hell's side, you got Jalen Hurts versus the Lions. You never know what you're going to get. Saquon and Swift. I think it's going to be close, but I'm giving the edge to Inkster.
Yeah, I think so.
That Buffalo defense is it's hard to make up points when defenses score that much.
And our next matchup are the Riverdale Roots versus the A2 Headhunters. For the Roots, I mean, Mahomes, Judy, Kirk. I think Kirk's going to get the ball a lot. I like Jones. I like the whole lineup this week, actually. Montgomery might have a tougher time against San Francisco, but for A2, really solid lineup too here. I like Murray. I think Allen's solid all the way. DuVernay, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like guys that are a little more dependable. I feel like that's a hit or a miss. Solid output out of Davis. Gibson all of a sudden is worth something now due to Robinson's situation. I don't want to say injury, but yeah, I'm going to have to take the Roots on this one. I think they just got a really good solid lineup top to bottom. What do you think?
Yeah, for the Rudes, the Mahomes and Kelsey stack, that's going to work in your favor every year. Aaron Jones, he might be wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
He might get more. He might even line up in the slot a little bit because I don't know what they're working with. Christian Kirk, everything I see, he's just getting force fed.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like old Lions receiver there, Marvin Jones, how he was last year. Rashad Penny and Montgomery are question marks for me, but I expect Penny to have a nice game. And then for A2, Dalvin Cook's going to do what he does, even with Green Bay's improved front 7. Gabe Davis coming out with almost 19 points is incredible. Yeah, touch on what you said. Duvernay, is he wide receiver? Is he the third option in the passing core or receiving core? I'm not sure what his role is at all.
Yeah.
So thank you for Garrett Wilson. And I love Kyler in a shootout with Kansas City. I'm going with A2.
Yeah, I didn't like the Garrett Wilson drop. I'm glad you brought that up. That was a head scratcher when I saw it. I was like, why'd he do that? But I don't know why anybody picks.
I wish I only put like $3 on him. I didn't know, and I thought a bunch of people were going to bid on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised people drop players. The only one that made sense was Sammy getting a kicker because his kicker got hurt, and maybe a defense or something. But like, I don't see why anybody would drop a player before the first game. So our next game is Vegas versus Rob. You're gonna have to change his name here, man. This is not a place. This ain't that type of league. You got to have a name here, man. So we're just gonna call you ASAP right now. So Vegas got a big dud out of Stafford. I bet he was kind of banking on Stafford to. I thought he was going to play better than that. I don't know if they would have won the game, but I didn't think he would, throw 3 interceptions. So, but he still got Adams, Lamb, solid receivers. Freiermuth might end up getting a touchdown. I think he's going to get thrown the ball a whole lot because he just seems like it's going to be just a safe throw. You can just dump it to him 5, 6, 7 times a game. Debo, Cooks is solid. I mean, he's got a nice little lineup here. It just Stafford kind of hurt that. And for ASAP, we got Prescott. I don't know what to think of Michael Thomas at this point. I have no idea if he's going to come out there and get 12 targets or if he's going to get 3. I mean, they got Olave, Jarvis Landry, Kamara. I think I don't know. I don't know about that yet. I like Bateman. I like Chubb. Chubb might end up being close to leading the league in rushing because they're just going to lean on him all. As long as he stays healthy, he's got a shot at it because they're not going to let Brissett throw the ball 25 times. So, and then Schultz, I'm still sticking with Vegas on this one because I don't know about. I don't got the question marks about Thomas. I don't know about Elliott or Jones. It's just too many question marks for me with them. So I'm going with Vegas.
Yeah. For Vegas, 4 receivers that are probably all going to finish top 20 if they keep their health is huge. I don't know what to expect out of Edwards-Helaire, if Pacheco is going to steal all the goal line work or what's going on there. But great kicker and defense. I mean, doesn't mean too much, but like points add up. And I think they're both going to have huge performances, especially with Joe Flacco at the helm for the Jets. For ASAP, I expect Prescott to have a monster game. And yeah, I don't think anyone knows what Michael Thomas is. He might get scratched 30 minutes before the game.
He's already questionable.
Yeah. Yeah. Dalton Schultz, great tight end. He should get a lot of work with the Washington and Gallup injuries. And Ezekiel, Elliott, and Chubb. That's a great 1-2 punch it back. I think there's more question marks for ASAP right now, so I'll go with Vegas as well.
All right, Gino, what's your views on this game?
This is interesting. I mean, Rob's team, their entire wide receiver is like, I haven't seen this type of medical treatment since watching Nash at 1 a.m. Back in the day, and it's just as exciting too. Vegas has Stafford putting up 10, but I think if you look at their wide receivers, starting as of right now, Devontae, CeeDee, Debo, and Brandon Cooks. I mean, Aesop just wishes he could sniff any of those guys right now on his team. So I'm going to give the edge. I think they overcome with their wide receivers in a PPR league, starting all 4 of them. I think they're going to make up for Stafford's 10. I'm giving the edge to Vegas.
All right, next matchup is Savage versus Rochester. Sydney, you've been playing for a long time. You know the rules. You got to have a place too. You got to be a something here. So get that together, or I'm gonna do it. So, for Savage, Dawson Knox. I mean, got on 1 point. You would think. I thought he's gonna have. I think he'll still have a nice season, but you didn't think he was gonna get that to under the first game, especially with them scoring 31 points. Got a little something out of his kicker. I guess, but still has Burrow, Chase, Brown. Harris would be okay. Connor Mitchell, I mean, he's still solid. That just kind of hurt him a bit. Rochester, we're going here with Wilson and Higgins, which I think will be good. McLaurin, I like McLaurin. I think McLaurin's going to have a really solid season again. Like he probably should have got drafted sooner than he was, but I don't know. People kind of, I think maybe because he plays in Washington, people kind of sleep on him a bit. But he's a solid player. Joe Mixon is, one of the best backs in the league. Akers, man, oh man. I had this conversation last night with Gino, and I was like, I was staying away from Akers in every draft. I'm like, I was not touching this guy. I have no idea what you're gonna get, and you got nothing. Like you got nothing out of the guy. So I think 3 rushing attempts. That donut's gonna be tough, man. And then Rondale's out now. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Savage on this one, unless something comes out of the bench here for those guys. But I think all the Savage's starting lineup is just gonna be too much.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they feast on the division opponents. AJ Brown, I'm kind of unsure of his role. With Jalen Hurts running all the time and
At Detroit, he's scoring 2 touchdowns.
You think AJ scored 2?
At Detroit, yep.
Yeah, it's an easy week 1 matchup on a new team. I think Harris could see 8 targets every single game with Mitch Trubisky just trying to get rid of it. The San Francisco backfield is a lot like New England's backfield the past few years. I just don't know what's going to happen. But I like Connor a lot. Connor and Najee, outside of the top 2, clearly are great complementary pieces. Then for Rochester, Russell Wilson's going to have a monster year. They're actually going to do what Pete Carroll should have done years ago and let him air it out. T. Higgins, great player. I think Terry McLaurin's losing a lot of his luster. Everyone's been hyping him every single year. I fed into the hype, but is Carson Wentz much of an improvement at this point over Taylor Heineke? Goddard, I'm sure he'll get fed, but outside of Mixon, Wilson, and Higgins, I just don't know. McLaurin could get you 35, or you could wind up with 4.2 points. I'm going to go with the Savage.
Well, we were able to get an interview with Rochester Napalm's GM and owner, Michael Redd, last night, and this is what he had to say. So going into week 1, how did the Richmond – oh, shit, I fucked up. So going into week 1, how does the Riverdale Roos feel about the upcoming season?
Well, as defending champ, it's kind of hard not to feel good about the situation. Love the draft, love our players, a lot of high upside. If we hit on a few key players, it's lights out Tony.
Lights out Tony, is that the theme this year for the team?
Make the playoffs, and then we'll watch Godwin shine. We have to have a Buck. We have to have a Bronco. We want pieces of high power offenses. So it's all about the B's. Bucks, Broncos, and Benetti, baby.
Well, I don't think you stand a chance given the 13-year curse of the league. I'm just waiting to watch it all unravel so I can call you back and hear the difference in the tone in your voice when you're upset. Your season is already over.
We're gonna snap it like it's freaking tire rods on a Ford Focus, baby.
Well, I guess we're gonna quote that in the newspaper tomorrow morning. And Gino, what do you think of this game?
Man, we're calling this the Battle of Cincy because Savage has Burrow and Chase. Rochester has Higgins and Mixon. So are they going to offset? Does Cincy go up big against a weak Pittsburgh team and then just feed Mixon? We'll see. Akers put up a goose egg for Rochester. Second round pick, another goose egg. 2 years in a row for Akers. Rondell Moore's out. AJ Brown versus Detroit, and Mitchell versus the Bears, I think, is going to give the edge to Savage.
So our next game is Vegas versus Rob. You're gonna have to change his name here, man. This is not a place. This ain't that type of league. You got to have a name here, man. So we're just gonna call you ASAP right now. So Vegas got a big dud out of Stafford. I bet he was kind of banking on Stafford to, I thought he was going to play better than that. I don't know if they would have won the game, but I didn't think he would, throw 3 interceptions. So, but he still got Adams, Lamb, solid receivers. Freiermuth might end up getting a touchdown. I think he's going to get thrown the ball a whole lot because he just seems like it's going to be just a safe throw. You can just dump it to him 5, 6, 7 times a game. Debo, Cooks is solid. I mean, he's got a nice little lineup here. It just Stafford kind of hurt that. And for ASAP, we got Prescott. I don't know what to think of Michael Thomas at this point. I have no idea if he's going to come out there and get 12 targets or if he's going to get 3. I mean, they got Olave, Jarvis Landry, Kamara. I think I don't know. I don't know about that yet. I like Bateman. I like Chubb. Chubb might end up being close to leading the league in rushing because they're just going to lean on him all. As long as he stays healthy, he's got a shot at it because they're not going to let Brissett throw the ball 25 times. So, and then Schultz, I'm still sticking with Vegas on this one because I don't know about. I don't got the question marks about Thomas. I don't know about Elliott or Jones. It's just too many question marks for me with them. So I'm going with Vegas.
Yeah. For Vegas, 4 receivers that are probably all going to finish top 20 if they keep their health is huge. I don't know what to expect out of Edwards-Helaire, if Pacheco is going to steal all the goal line work or what's going on there. But great kicker and defense. I mean, doesn't mean too much, but points add up, and I think they're both going to have huge performances, especially with Joe Flacco at the helm for the Jets. For ASAP, I expect Prescott to have a monster game, and yeah, I don't think anyone knows what Michael Thomas is. He might get scratched 30 minutes before the game.
He's already questionable.
Yeah, yeah. Dalton Schultz, great tight end. He should get a lot of work with the Washington and Gallup injuries. And Ezekiel, Elliott, and Chubb. That's a great 1-2 punch it back. I think there's more question marks for ASAP right now, so I'll go with Vegas as well.
All right, Gino, what's your views on this game?
This is interesting. I mean, Rob's team, their entire wide receiver is I haven't seen this type of medical treatment since watching Nash at 1 a.m. Back in the day, and it's just as exciting too. Vegas has Stafford putting up 10, but I think if you look at their wide receivers, starting as of right now, Devontae, CeeDee, Debo, and Brandon Cooks. I mean, ASAP just wishes he could sniff any of those guys right now on his team. So I'm going to give it the edge. I think they overcome with their wide receivers in a PPR league, starting all 4 of them. I think they're going to make up for Stafford's 10. I'm giving the edge to Vegas.
Our next matchup is Dearborn versus Shelby. 34 points out of Josh Allen for Dearborn. That's tough to overcome already. That's a lot to try to gain ground on. I already kind of like the team already with Jonathan Taylor and Pitts. Schuster might be really sneaky, man. He might end up getting 10, 11 targets, So, I mean, and then I remember St. Brown. I think they got a really, really good lineup this week. Shelby, Allen Robinson didn't quite turn out like we thought he would, but neither did the Rams. I mean, they kind of laid a dud as a whole team. I like Renfro still. Kittle's a solid player, but I just don't think it's going to be enough already with the team he had, and he's down, and he's got 34 points already. So yeah, I got to go with Dearborn.
Yeah, for Shelby, I love my boy Trevor Lawrence. I think he has a nice step forward without Urban at the helm. Washington, a nice first week opponent. No Chase Young coming off the edge. Renfro could be the guy that gets a bunch of targets just in the middle of the field there. And I think the only question mark for me is Robert Woods. Is he going to have an Allen Robinson type performance too? How does he fit? And how much are they going to feature the 2, maybe 3 backs in Tennessee? For Dearborn, yeah, Josh Allen, even with 2 picks, putting up a huge performance. I like Devontae versus any corner Detroit can throw at him. And yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Juju, I think he has a huge year. He's just going to eat up everything that Kelsey doesn't get. I'll go with Dearborn.
All right, Gino, what do you think of this game?
Man, Josh Allen was a monster last night. And, Shelby getting 2 points from Allen Robinson. Kittle's probably not going to play. I think the only chance Shelby has, is if CMC just goes nuclear. But then Dearborn has Taylor to kind of offset that. So with Dearborn's receivers, I think it's a high floor of Thielen, St. Brown, and Devontae. Former Riverdale Rue Devontae Smith. I'm going to give Dearborn by a mile.
And our last matchup is the Cornells versus Ridgemont. I still think this is still the game of the week. I think this is still going to be a really high-scoring game, and by the looks of it, it's going to be Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp. I don't know what else to say. It's like last year wasn't a fluke. This is for real. Higbee, solid game out of Higbee. You get 8 or 9 points out of a tight end in a 14-point league. You can't ask for too much more than that. So Herbert, Moore, Kamara, he's got a really tough lineup to go up against here. Cornell's got TB, Justin Jefferson, who could be, obviously, he could end up Cooper Kupp, I guess. So I guess you're going to have to see. That actually might be the difference in this game here, is if Justin Jefferson can somehow put out the output that Cooper Kupp just did, then it's kind of an even matchup again. So it's a tough one here. Breece Hall, I don't know. I don't even really know. I know he's a good back coming out of college, but it's the Jets, and I don't know. They might just throw Michael Carter in there just because. So I'm going to take Ridgemont slightly on this, but I think it's going to be a really close game. But I think Justin Jefferson can match Cooper Kupp, then it's going to be a really good game. Gino, what do you think?
So this is my 4-star matchup of the week. I think this is the game of the week right here. Brady versus Herbert. Kupp put up 33. But Ridgemont's entire bench is red. I mean, there's issues going on in that van that they pull up to. I don't know what's going on. Is Ertz going to be out for Houston? Can Tom Brady do anything without an offensive line? It's going to be tough, but I think the Kupp 33 is a little bit too much for Houston to come back from. I'm giving Ridgemont by a hair.
And Trevor, you got any thoughts about this game?
Zach Ertz potentially being put on a pitch count's tough. I was expecting a huge game out of him in Hollywood, especially with Rondale Moore out now. But I mean, maybe Hollywood just gets force fed. Go back to someone you trust from college. I still feel good, but yeah, my running backs are definite question marks.
Yeah, he might have to get a tight end to replace. Might have to drop Garrett Wilson. I have to put him back out there. But yeah, that's what we got for this week. I'm excited. I'm always excited at fantasy football time. Even though summer's over, it does mean we get to, get some football. So that's always good. Yeah, I'm liking my team this year. I like what we got. Yeah, who am I playing? Sammy. Yeah, Sammy, you're in trouble. You're in trouble this week. So even though we got a lot out of Diggs, I still think we're gonna pull this game off. So yeah. Until next week. Anything any parting words, anything you wanna say?
Nah, good. Good luck.
Well, good luck to everybody. We'll see you next week. Yeah.